What up? What up? What up? Welcome to Walk It Off. My name is Paul Jarrett. I am your host this evening. Seth Dardar is backed up in some traffic right now. If you hadn't seen the recent short post about John Eads, he went to go see Mr. Eads this afternoon for another interview. So his day is filled of them. He is on his way home now. He's going to be there shortly. Do not worry. Mr. Dardar will be joining us. But it gives us some time to spend with each other and talk about some things going on in the college athletic space that I thought would be important to cover. But before we get there, please do me a favor. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Also, go subscribe to the X or Twitter pages, the Instagram, and the TikTok. The TikTok is moving. I am surprised. I was very hesitant to get on TikTok. I'm not going to get into why, but it's fun. Getting a lot of engagement, a lot of people talking in the comments. It's really cool. Thank y'all for all the engagement y'all are giving me on TikTok. Please go follow all those pages if you don't mind. We also do have a Facebook group on Facebook. It's just Walk It Off. Go join there because Facebook. I don't use Facebook. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't use Facebook really much anymore. I did it as kind of like we'll see. Let's do it. If no one uses Facebook, let me know, and I ain't got to monitor it no more. And I can do whatever. But let me know, because the faster we get those follower counts up, the faster I can go live there. And if you like a certain platform versus another, I can be live there. Make it easy for everybody. So please, like the page, like the stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the pages. It truly does help a lot, and I truly do appreciate it. Like I said, Seth will be here in just a little bit. Traffic is a mug. Before we get to Seth, I wanted to talk about something that's been going on yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? One of those things that caused a stir throughout the college athletic landscape. And it involves this new Protecting College Sports Act that Senator Ted Cruz and Senator Maria Cantwell are pushing through legislation in the federal government. And I listened to the Nick Saban portion of the hearing or the address today, because it seems like Nick Saban really got under people's skin with his comments regarding this Protecting College Sports Act and the current landscape or current state of college athletics and name, image, and likeness, so on and so forth. And it seems to be a lot of people are mad at Nick Saban for his comments. And I was listening to it. I am a cynic of cynics. And I love Nick Saban, but let's be honest. Money runs everything around here, right? The dollar bill, the Benjamins, what make all the decisions. Why are we arguing and trying to fund money for Jay Johnson if money didn't rule everything around here, right? So everybody was mad at Nick Saban, and I couldn't understand why. So I went and watched his full testimony. It was about a 12-minute clip. It may not have been the full one, but I listened to the bulk of what he said. And I'll be honest with you, there really isn't anything that I disagree with Nick Saban on, to be completely honest. I see people on X saying Nick doesn't want college athletes to be making money, and that they're saying he's the reason why this had to come. Oh, he's not running the sport and he's not paying the most money, so now he's upset. Well, one, he's retired. He's not coaching anymore. Two, none of that's true. And when I listened to it, I made sure to write some notes down right here to kind of explain some things Nick Saban said. And is talking about Nick Saban talking about paying players. Let's get to that. Nick Saban stated, why can't I talk? Nick Saban stated, and I quote, "Student athletes should profit from name, image, and likeness as long as those things are authentic. As long as those things are authentic endorsements, authentic. They create branding for themselves, sign with a company, do promotions. I think these things are all healthy for their education as well as their quality of life. I think name, image, and likeness has become pay for play." What did I say Tuesday? I said the same exact thing Tuesday. On Tuesday, we were talking about pay for play and I told everyone, shut up if you don't think it's pay for play. Because it is. If it wasn't pay for play, why are we looking at what a kid's going to make in the MLB draft versus what he's going to make here in college? It's pay for play. Period. And he talked about it later on. He talked about collectives. Now, he said there was another school that did collectives, and he explained collectives as a fundraising arm for a university or a program where alumni can pool money together to make well, how did he put it? Let me make sure I say how he said it so I don't misquote Nick Saban. Spoken collectives. He described them as alumni fundraisers to pay players and disguise them as marketing opportunities. Listen to the words he's using, guys. Listen to the words. Listen to the context of people's statements when they make them. Disguise them as marketing opportunities. Whenever Brennan Sorsby visited LSU and they leaked his contract or his offer or his NIL package from the football program through Ross Dellinger of Sports Illustrated, that was an MMR contract. Now, a lot of people, including myself, work in the construction industry, work in plants. We think of MMR as the contractor, right? They do a lot of electrical, they do a number of things. It's not. I believe I probably should quote this, but I'm not going to. MMR stands for multimedia relations, right? Or multimedia rights, some to that nature. It's NIL, name, image, and likeness. MMR is a form of contract. They are offering these players, these student athletes, for their NIL packages. And he said that it's a disguise. When these collectives, which are no longer around, were pooling this money together, it was basically wealthy alumni who own businesses, who do marketing, and they said, hey, we're going to put a package together for John Doe. It's going to be worth $2 million. And boom, we'll say you're going to advertise for Benny's Car Wash and JoJo's Barbecue Pit, whatever you want to say, right? And they didn't have to have any, there wasn't any actions or any definite, I'm trying to find the word for it. There's a word for it. There wasn't anything they had to fulfill to earn that money. And that's all Nick Saban is saying when he's talking about that. Nick Saban is not saying these athletes shouldn't make money. He's not saying that. He's saying they should be able to make money off the name, image, and likeness, but it needs to be true, authentic contracts with true brands, with true companies for real reasons. Like they have to have a portion of that contract they have to fulfill to earn the money. It's not just, hey, show up in Baton Rouge, get 5 sacks, you're good. That's not what it should be. And he will talk about it later on. He talked about while he was still coaching and they had a collective in Alabama, the budget started around, I think, $2.2 million. Then it went to $7 million. Then it went to $10 million. And went on and so forth. And today you have a $40 million roster in Baton Rouge, which, as I'm saying this, I'm not mad about that. And don't twist my words. My opinion on that is this. It's still being funded reasonably through a collective model without the collective name attached to it, in my opinion. You still have wealthy alumni or wealthy business owners around the area kind of doing a solid and kind of saying, hey, that's why you keep hearing Verge Osprey going out and talking about, hey, we got to fundraise. We got to fundraise these NIL dollars. That's what it is. You got to fundraise it. It's not fundraising the program. It's fundraising athletes coming in. How long until that well runs dry? I know LSU has more billionaires and millionaires than most people would believe. I get that. But how long till that well runs dry? Ask yourself this question. I'm Verge Osprey. You're a millionaire, right? You're a fan of LSU. You went to LSU. You graduated from LSU. You're proud of your time there. I show up to your house twice a year. I'll see you more often, but I come sit down. We have lunch, and I say, hey, man, we're trying to get this cornerback. Or, hey, we're trying to get the starting pitcher from BFE University, right? Could you stroke a check for 5? Could you stroke a check for 3? If it isn't all about the money, he isn't pay for play, why are we having a 2,500 meal night at the supper club for Will Wade? That's to attack not the big donors, the donors who can afford the $2,500 range. If it wasn't for criminal records, I promise you they would probably have a $500 range, a $100 walk by. Hey, shake your hand. Thank you. Peace. They would have that too. If it wasn't for possible criminal records in the crowd. It's all about the money. And when does that bubble pop? Right? Think about this year in Baton Rouge alone. In Baton Rouge alone. And yes, I know the Woodside Group, or whatever their name is, basically the contract mimics Brian Kelly's buyout contract. I get it, but just humor me. $58 million, somewhere around that for Brian Kelly. You had to buy out Matt McMahon. Not only did you have to buy out those two head coaches, you had to buy out their staffs. Then you had to buy out Lane Kiffin's offensive staff and Lane Kiffin's contract from Ole Miss. Then you had to buy out Will Wade's contract and Will Wade's staff, and then hire new staff all around. The money it takes to fuel jets, to have people in areas for interviews or this and that, go do tours, all that stuff, all that's money. I used to love when I was a kid. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I wanted one as a kid. It was one of those counters that you'd see. Like, I remember the movie Inspector Gadget. If anybody remembers that movie with, is that Matthew Broderick? The villain in the movie had a big like ticker behind his desk or on his desk, and it was just the amount of money he made every second. It was just always raising money. I was like, oh, that's cool. When you grow up and you look at everything that happens, nothing happens without money. Every move LSU in this program makes costs money. Everything. When does that bubble pop? When is it going to turn into the boosters go, enough's enough? Last year you came to me, you needed this quarterback, and it was a do or die. Yeah. You need this. You didn't win a national championship. Why am I going to believe you this year? And Nick Saban even spoke about that in the hearing. You don't raise money. You don't win. You lose the fanship retention, the fan base passion because you're not winning. Why are we going to give you money? Nick Saban even spoke about that, guys. And he's not wrong. Anybody out there just giving it to Nick Saban about his opinion on the landscape of college athletics, who would know better? If you're an LSU fan and you're sitting there saying, well, Nick Saban's just mad, this and that, because he's not coaching, and this is what drove him out of the sport. 6 months ago, you were praising the man for telling Lane Kiffin to come here. And why did Lane Kiffin come here? We all talk about the recruiting base. We all talk about the tradition. Lane Kiffin came here for the money. I'm not talking about his contract, even though that's very lucrative as well. He came here for the money that can be raised around here because you don't have boosters like in Mississippi who either donate to Ole Miss or they donate to Mississippi State or they donate to Southern Miss or they donate to Delta State, Millsaps, Belhaven, so on and so forth, all these other colleges. In Louisiana, you have 3/4 of the burger, if not 85% of the burger, goes to LSU. The rest of it's going to go to Tulane, like Benson, Gail Benson. She's going to donate to Tulane. That's what she does. The Louisiana Lafayette crowd, they're going to donate to the Raging Cajuns. You have some who donate to Ruston. The majority of donors are going to go to LSU in this state. Lane Kiffin knows that. That's what makes LSU, Ohio State, and the Georgias of the world that much more needed. That much more needed because all the money's there. That's where the coaches want to go because they are a island. That's it. Nick Saban also spoke about some things that are very important. Universities funneling operations revenue or operations funding from into NIL and how that could be a detriment to Olympic sports. And I think when he says Olympic sports, he's also lumping into that discussion non-revenue generating sports. If you're an LSU baseball fan, you are not a revenue generating sport. You are a loss leader. Not a loss leader. You're a loss sport. You're a loss revenue sport. I would say the loss leader is probably women's basketball, but they'll disguise it as marketing opportunities. When I hear him talk about that, he talks about scholarships and needing to value the scholarship and things of that nature. In my opinion, to make me have any kind of agreement on that, colleges need to make their degrees valuable again. How many people in the comments or watch this later have a degree from a university that's worth nothing today, or you don't work within that degree at all, or that realm of the workforce has changed so much that degree is wasted? Unless you become an engineer, a lawyer, a doctor, or any of those professional areas of expertise, what are you going to do? I'll get to that in a minute, Miss Peggy. I'm sorry. Miss Peggy put some up. I need to go check something first before I make a statement on that or a comment. But anyways, then he talks about Trinidad Chambliss. He uses Trinidad Chambliss as an example of this hurting college sports and how the transfer portal is turning into free agency. With the linebacker at Clemson who was in class for a week, Nick Saban says this, then goes to Ole Miss. The portal is free agency and how that hurts not only the nonprofit generating, the Olympic sports, also high school athletes who may not get a scholarship now because the portal is just dumping people. And Nick Saban's not saying you shouldn't be able to transfer. He said it very clearly. The two situations he gave were if you're a graduate, be a graduate transfer, go somewhere, try to do something more with your career. Also, he stated if you're in a bad situation, which I would kind of interpret that as your head coach leaves or so on and so forth. And answer me this. I know we've talked about it. Does Trinidad Chambliss, if say Trinidad Chambliss came out when Lane left, by the way, he's been in school for 6 or 7 years. I don't care if you had the flu. Does he get that extra year or that temporary restraining order through that Mississippi court if he comes out and says, I'm a transfer to LSU? Because remember, that had to be handled in a Mississippi courtroom. It couldn't have been handled in Louisiana. Had to be handled in Mississippi. No. Trinidad Chambliss is not having another year of eligibility if he comes out and says, I'm going to Mississippi State or I'm going to LSU. It's not happening. He gave the judge an autograph. The reality of college athletics and the hindrance is turning on the college athlete itself and the burden it's putting on boosters, fans, the state. It's in a bad spot. I'm still trying to figure out how this bubble hasn't popped or when it will pop. Seriously. When does it become too much for boosters and they go, I'm putting my hands of it. I'm washing my hands. I'm not doing it. How much money has Gordon McKernan given over the past years, starting with probably Ho and then coming up through Brian, through BK, and now with Lane? People were so happy BK was gone. You had boosters coming out of the woodwork from both sides of the country saying, hey, here, get rid of BK. Go get Lane. If you have a problem with Nick Saban said, shove it. I don't care. He's speaking the truth, and people need to hear it. Do I want Congress or the legislature to be involved in college athletics? No. No, I don't. I wish the NCAA had a backbone or had a standing to where when they made a decision, it wasn't bring them to court, get a TRO, you're fine. Brendan Sorsby just got caught over 40 bets. Like, the numbers coming out even still are wild. Betting on the team he's playing for, betting on college athletics. There's a slight chance he gets another year of eligibility. He's not suspended because the NCAA can't have any teeth. Period. It doesn't make sense. Somebody explain to me like I'm 5. It doesn't make sense. Something needs to change with the transfer portal, eligibility, all this jazz. Something needs to change. I trust Nick Saban to be that change. I trust Nick Saban to be that voice of change. Because when Nick Saban stood on that dais and he was talking to the Senate during this hearing, he says, I'm not here representing a team, not representing a conference. I'm representing college athletics and speaking from my decades of experience working with it and being the best at it. Nick Saban is still, best college coach ever? Coach, not football coach. Coach ever? I trust him. I was joking with my wife. I think Nick Saban should run for president. Miss Terry ain't going to let that happen. All right. So, sorry for my long rant. Filling time. Remember, do me a favor. Like the stream. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to go to a quick break. Seth's going to join us here in a minute. And we're going to have some fun with Seth. See you in a minute.
John 16:33, Jesus says, I've told you all this so that you may have peace in me. Here on earth you will have many trials and sorrows, but take heart because I've overcome the world. Like, that truth that Jesus won is so powerful, so significant in our lives if we fully trust and fully surrender to that promise. Like, no matter what we're going to face, no matter what stress, no matter what challenges, no matter what anxiety, like, Jesus promises peace, and he reminds us that all of the sin, the fear, the doubt, the shame, like, he overcame it all. He paid the price for your sin and mine when he went to that cross. He died a death that we deserve. He went into the grave. He didn't stay there. 3 days later, he rose from the grave, and the promise is true that he's coming back someday. So the power and the significance of that verse is now in a 2-word phrase that's on a t-shirt, on a hat, on a hoodie, and simply said, Jesus.
Even in the valley of the shadow of death, I can take rest, cause the living God is living in my chest. Every day I wake up feeling blessed, and even if I don't, I see it as a test.
Join me and your favorite players by expressing your faith and assisting local ministries. Use code WalkItOffTalk for 20% off your orders at JesusOneApparel.com. 15% of your purchase will support local ministries like the LSU FCA. That is code WalkItOffTalk for 20% off. Jesus One. In South Louisiana, there's nothing we love more than God, family, sports, and food. For your next get-together, make sure you contact Mie Sourdough Bakery. Whether you're gathering with friends and family for the big game or surrounding yourself with loved ones for a Sunday dinner, let Mie Sourdough Bakery provide what you need to make it that much more special. Mie Sourdough Bakery is a small batch, all organic bakery right here in the heart of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Go take a look at what's being mixed up in the kitchen next, as well as place your orders on Instagram at Mie Sourdough Bakery. Don't forget to pick up your regular sourdough loaves, your jalapeno cheddar loaves, cookies for those late night snacks, and cinnamon rolls for those early morning cravings. Mie Sourdough Bakery, where the first ingredients in anything made is love. Mie Sourdough Bakery. Dardar, what's up, buddy?
What's up? How are you? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you're great, man. I'm happy you're
Okay,
here
good.
because I can lower my heart rate now. I got kind of worked up, filling time, and fans are just ridiculous, man. How are you doing this
Yeah.
evening?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Everything went good with Easy?
Yes, sir. It was cool. It was fun too.
Stop that. You ain't gotta call me sir. You ain't gotta call me sir. So I put on the thumbnail, dreams made memories, and I'm realizing a lot of people don't understand what I'm saying. My first question for you is this: did the reality of playing baseball at LSU live up to the dream you had growing up?
Yeah, I'd definitely say so. It's still weird, like when I go back and watch the games or watch clips of myself, it still doesn't even feel like I'm watching myself. It feels like I'm watching some other LSU baseball player that did some crazy thing or had some crazy moments. So it still doesn't even feel real, like even though it's over now. But definitely like the coolest thing I've ever done in my life and everything I ever dreamed of and more.
What was it like the first time you walked into that clubhouse? And because I noticed during like the preseason, a lot of y'all had jerseys, but they hadn't put the name placards on the back of them yet. When you walked in and you like opening day, you pull out that jersey from the locker and it says Dardar across the back of it. Like, how was that feeling? Like,
It was awesome. It was like the coolest moment ever, and obviously I was taking pictures of it and sending it to my family and friends and everything, like, and still, just like I'm saying right now, it didn't feel real then, and it still barely feels real right now, so it was super cool.
I want to touch on opening day a little bit because first let me go back. I've been a Dardar guy since before the season started. I was one of the first Dardar adopters. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like I
Thank you.
made that Dardar tanks picture that floated around a little bit with the lightsaber. Your name's I couldn't figure out a Star Wars reference. I'm too old for that, I guess. But coming into the season, and Jay talked about it in the press conference, up until like the January section of preseason ball, y'all hadn't like connected or clicked yet, and then it happened and you took off, right? You still to this day have and I say this, hardest hit ball I've ever seen in Alec box. And the reason I say that, it was January, it was drizzling. I'm sure you remember this. You hit a ball off the right center light pole. And I was sitting right there next to the first base dugout, like in Jay's loge. And the ball come off the bat, and I went, that sounded good. And I went, good God. I just like I knew who you were, but like I was still trying to piece everybody together. I went, that kid's going to be a monster. He's going to be a monster. And right then and there, I was like, that's my guy. But so let's talk about that real quick. Clicking with Jay Johnson. How did that emerge? How did that finally, what caused that gel to finally snap and get everything into motion for you?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was like one moment or one thing specifically. He really liked my swing, like in the fall when I came in, he asked me who like my hitting coach was growing up and that kind of thing. And I told him nobody, just my dad. And he said, tell your dad he's the best hitting coach ever. So he really liked my swing. But throughout the fall, I kind of struggled a little bit and never really found my footing. And I told him going into the winter break, I was like, don't worry. Like this has happened to me before. I've kind of struggled in the fall in the past before. And so I told him when I come back, like I'm going to be ready. And then it just so happened that was my first at bat. I think in the early spring, it was like drizzling a little bit. First swing too. I think it was like a 3-0 count, and coach gave me the green light, and I swung and I put it off the light pole in right center. And then from that point forward, I think I went and told coach, like, I told you, you didn't have to worry about anything. Like I told you I was going to come back and hit. And I think moving forward from that point on was kind of the turning point, I guess.
Let's shift away from you just a second because I'm curious. Jay Johnson is like a folk figure around Baton Rouge. Like everyone has an opinion on him, and I'm not going to get too deep into it. I promise you're not going to get in trouble. This is all I know about Jay Johnson. He works hard. He likes looking at the moon, drinking orange juice when he's in a bad mood. Loves Will Ferrell, and I personally think. It's funny. I told people what you think of Lane Kiffin on Twitter is probably Jay Johnson when he's comfortable and vice versa. Right? What is Jay's demeanor on a day-to-day around the guys? Like, is he the coach who is, hey, He's going to be the coach. You have A, B, and C. Do it by the numbers, get it done, and that's all it is. Or is he the amiable, walk in the clubhouse, poke with the guys kind of coach?
I think he's both, and that's kind of why everyone loves him, and everyone loves him as a coach too that's ever played for him, because obviously he needs to be serious. Like he's our head coach, and he needs to set things straight and get us going. But at the same time, like he was a baseball player, and he kind of gets it, like the ins and outs of every day. And like, he knows like sometimes we're gonna be tired, or sometimes we're not even gonna be feeling like doing whatever he's got set out for us to do. So he's good at being both and just understanding what it's like being us, like as players too.
Yeah, and like you always hear about the fact that, oh yeah, they got practice Sunday morning after the Bama game. Like we're not taking this chance. But you weren't here for that, so you didn't have to. Well, no, yeah, you were here for that. That's right. Speaking of opening day, so like I said, I was a Dardar guy from the beginning, and you've met David Billiot. He was at the press conferences. David Billiot has a close friend of yours. Y'all share a friendship with someone, and so he's sitting in the left field bleachers. I'm sitting in the grandstand, perfect seat. Didn't realize I bought a handicap seat. Best seat in the house. Not handicapped. It's great. I'm looking down the right field line, and the whole time I'm staring in the dugout because I had you on my starting lineup opening day. I was like, Dardar's got to be at second base. He's got to be in the lineup. And you weren't. I went, dag nabbit. What? Come on, Jay. You know better than that. And I'm sitting there. Keep looking at the dugout, and like 2 or 3 times you were walking next to Jay with a helmet on and a bat in your hand. And I text David, hey, Dardar has a bat. My exact text was, Dardar has a bat. Dardar has a bat. The second time, I'm zooming in, taking a picture. Dardar has a bat. Then you finally come to the plate. And was it an 0-2 count?
Yeah, I think it was 1-2.
1-2?
Yeah.
What that moment, you've spent your life, you've went from the Big Apple to the Little Apple, right? Spent years just traveling the college baseball landscape. Took a chance on yourself, got back to Louisiana, got to your dream school. In your first at bat, you just hit a monster to, well, I believe, give LSU the lead in your first game.
I think, or it brought it within 1, but yeah.
It was either tied or lead. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. Did you feel the ground when you were running the bases, or were you just levitating?
No, I felt like I was floating. Yeah. Especially like when I hit it, there was a crowd pop, and then as I was kind of rounding first base, that's when it got over the fence, and there was like another crowd pop, and I was just like, every single dream that I had growing up as a little kid was coming to fruition in that moment, and I was just on cloud 9. And then I rounded second base, and the crowd was still super loud, and I had to let it out. I was screaming and super pumped up, and it was awesome. It was definitely like the best moment of my life.
You're not an emotional player whatsoever. I don't know what anybody thinks. You don't show any emotions when you're on the field. None whatsoever. Dude, and it's funny, like, sitting in the stands that day, like, I was sitting next to this old guy, nice guy, but, he doesn't keep up with the team. He just watches ball. And he comes up, and I'm texting my friend. He goes, you excited? I said, kid's a monster. I'm sitting there. I'm talking to you. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And then you hit the bomb. I said, where is he? He said, where is he from? I said, Mandeville. Dude was already locked in now. He's like, that's my guy. Like, it's crazy. Did you expect that type of reaction from the fan base? Not even like that day, but like coming into LSU, transferring away from Columbia, Kansas State, coming into LSU. Did you expect the fan base to wrap their arms around you the way they did? From my perspective, you were a household favorite in Baton Rouge when you first got on the campus. How was that?
Yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting that. Like, that wasn't the expectation, because I grew up watching, obviously, all the LSU greats, and even like more recently, like Dylan Cruz and those guys, even though we're like the same age now and whatever. But like, that's who I think of. Like, when I think of LSU baseball, I think of like the greats like that. And so coming in, it was just, I wanted to obviously do the best that I could to help the team win and that sort of thing. But it wasn't. I never had an expectation to be like a fan favorite or have all these people that love me. And like even like towards the end of the season, there was kids asking me for autographs, telling me that I was their favorite LSU baseball player ever. And I was like, that like those moments are what made it even more like special and more meaningful, because it was like, I mean, I would go get in my car after leaving the games and signing autographs and stuff, and kids telling me that, and call my mom and dad and just be like, this is, I mean, I couldn't have even dreamt it being this crazy or this amazing, you know?
Before I say something, I want to show this real quick. I have a few things down here. I don't know if you can see them or not, but I want to show something real quick. This is one thing that I'm very proud of you for. I'm just going to say it real quick. Oh, here we go. So this is, I forget what game this was. This is you. This is from Trip Bueller. He's down there, his name. I wanted to keep his name in there. Thank you, Trip. During a rain delay. Why isn't it? Again, I'm old. I'm not good at technology. Taking the time while during a rain delay, when you need to be like staying focused, you know, Jay's sitting there telling y'all, hey, lock in, taking the time to sign autographs for the kids. In today's age, buddy, that's rare. I'll just say that. And a lot of people don't know this. Me and you got connected through our mutual friend, Jim Cross. Shout out Jim and Off the Bench. And when we got connected, I told you I'm a Dardar guy. My oldest son, is watching the game, and out of nowhere, I didn't teach him this. Come on, Dardar, hit the ball, Dardar. It's like he's a Dardar guy, and that's one thing I've always praised Jay for bringing in the right kids with good heads on their shoulders. But you being an example for that for the young guys is amazing to me, because you're showing like, hey, in today's world of NIL and, you know, not saying guys are doing this to sell their autograph and this and that, you can still take the time and just say, hey, I'm just a kid from Louisiana and I'm wearing the purple and gold now.
Yeah, definitely. Every time I saw a kid like asking for autographs or anything, I mean, it reminded me of myself when I was growing up, and I would go to the games and wanted all the autographs. So I always wanted to sign every single baseball or anything I could. But yeah, during that rain delay, it's funny because I think Steve hit a home run like right before me, and then it went to a rain delay, and I was coming up to bat. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna sit in the dugout. Hopefully the rain passes by fast and like stay locked in. And then before you know it, there was like a kid or two screaming my name, like asking me to come sign autographs. So I was talking with one of our assistant coaches, Ben Napolt, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get up and go sign their autographs. It's only like 2 kids, and it was kind of like raining still. So I run over there, start signing their baseballs, and then like a few more ran over. So I was like, oh, I can't just walk away now. I have to sign theirs too. And then before you know it, there's like 100 kids waiting in line. And I was like, well, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to sit back down anytime soon. And so I stayed there and signed everybody's stuff, which was super cool. But yeah.
And it's like how much of a favorite you were. I remember I went to a game towards the end of the year. I went to that game basically just to go talk to you, just to meet you. Say, hey, what's up, man? And I was walking down the baseline in the stands, and I saw you were talking to kids, and you had so many. I was just like, what's up, bud? I just kept walking and went and sat down. So speaking of that, was there any players who snubbed you for autographs growing up?
Not that I can remember. No.
Not that you can remember. Okay, so no one scarred
even
you.
if there was, I don't think I would call him out for it. But no, I seriously don't remember anything. I actually have a super cool story about Mason Katz. So when I was maybe 9, 10 years old, actually, you could probably do the math on it and figure out how old I was. Like, compared
you
to
have an engineering degree. I know you can do math.
Well, I don't remember how old he was, or how old I was, and I don't remember the exact years he was here. But it was when Mason Katz was here, and it was like a midweek game. I think they were playing like Southeastern or something, and it was a rain delay, and then eventually the game just got canceled. But during the rain delay, me and a few of my friends were kind of running around the stadium getting autographs from different guys, and then we snuck down. One of them, I think, told us to like go behind the locker room, like where the those back doors are. And so me and my friends were waiting out there for like 2-3 hours because there were still guys coming out, and eventually Mason Katz came out. And I was like, hey, like, I haven't seen my parents in like 2-3 hours, and I know the game got canceled. Like, can I use your phone to call them? So Mason Katz gave me his cell phone, and I called my mom, and my parents were freaking out, or all me and my friend's parents were all freaking out. They said they had campus security going around looking for us. There was like a manhunt for us, and we were just behind the locker room waiting. But I always thought that was a cool story that Mason Katz let me use his cell phone to call my mom.
You couldn't do that today because now the kid would have texted their phone with your number to make sure they get your number.
Yeah, yeah, really.
You didn't grow up. You were born, I think, what, 2002, 2003, something like that?
2002, yeah.
So you never experienced the old box, really?
Mm-mm.
No. So, like, I'll give you a story about and people on the show have heard this before. I don't care. I love my story. Your experiences of the box are like clean, fun, organized, secure. Mine were walking in the bathroom with the old box, horse trough, right? Like in bars.
Yeah.
Asking my dad, I was like 6, what are all those bottles? Because the windowsill was lined with Crown bottles. That was the old box. You think this box gets rowdy? That's nothing.
Yeah.
Take it from Ronnie Rance. But I remember this. You shouldn't have had a hard time getting autographs growing up because your cousin was a Tiger.
Yeah, Matt Goday.
Matt Goday. Family reunion is going to be real fun nowadays because I did a little research. You have better statistical numbers than Goday does in his career. So
really?
Who's a better
I
Tiger?
didn't know that.
Goday in 2 years. Now, the one thing he does get you on is home runs in a season. But hey, I think if you're healthy, you beat him. But Goday hit 280, had 21 and 82 RBIs in his 2 years. You as a career have 296. Congratulations. 26 bombs and 106 RBIs. So at the family reunion, you're going to just kind of tell him like, hey, you want my autograph?
Yeah, I might have to. It's funny. I actually saw him last week for like a high school graduation party, and he has a bunch of kids now. They're asking me for my autograph, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah,
because like my cousin played in the long forgotten Smoke days. So like I've seen my name on the jersey. I just didn't get to wear it, and they were the ugly vest black jerseys. So who wants that anyway? So it's a pretty cool moment. So I wanted to highlight you doing that for the kids because I think it's really special. Going from the pinch hit home run, I know there's something that everyone's going to kill me if I don't ask you about. And I have a kind of a different take to this. Was Jay as calm with you as he was in the press conference saying about flip it lower? Flip it lower?
Honestly, he told me he liked it in the moment. I think he was motioning flip it lower to like get the umpires off of his back and make it look like he was selling or something, but he loved it. And originally we thought I was getting thrown out of the game. So I hit the home run, obviously flip the bat. I go back to the dugout and coach is yelling for like 3 guys to start warming up to go out and play second base the next inning. Then he goes to the umpire meeting and he comes back to the dugout. He's like, you're staying in the game. And I was like, okay, let's go. And then he starts getting into it with the other coaches. So there was like a lot going on in the moment. But I think he said something along the lines of like, I don't care what he just did. We just took the lead, like get the next guy warmed up basically.
It's the video Easy caught of him just because Minji and him are friends. They still in charge of weddings. Like it's whatever. I'm right here. Effing bring it. Let's go. Like ready to knock his best friend out.
Yeah.
Over a bat flip. I want to relive that for a second. And we're going to get into a little more, but let's watch it real quick. All right. Wait, what are we watching? Hold up. What was that?
No.
What was that?
I don't think he was as happy for that bat flip.
I had to bring it up, man. I had to bring it up. All right, here we go. Right here. Let me rewind it. Well, there we go. Boom. What's going through your mind right there? Like in the world of bat flips and people haven't like, dude, you hit the score bug. Like watch that crap again. Score bug's usually right there in the left-hand corner. Dude, that was at least 35, 40 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Like what's going through your mind as you're sitting there just I had somebody, I posted something about that the other day. I think you may have saw it. Oh, that was dangerous. What did he throw? An atomic bomb? What are you talking about? Like, everyone's safe. What's wrong with you? What's going through your mind as you're just, because I know emotions are high during that game. Y'all are fighting. Y'all are trying to get yourself back right. Walk me through that.
Yeah, so everything up until I hit the ball, I guess, was kind of moving in slow motion because that just kind of happens sometimes, like in big moments, like the game kind of slows down to you. So like the ball came out of his hand, and I was just thinking like, okay, it was a good pitch. He left it up, and I was like, I'm gonna get this one. So, and then as soon as I made contact, I knew that it was gonna be a home run, and just like the whole moment went from slow motion, me hitting the ball, to like just excitement, and I guess the whole crowd, like the crowd pop and everything going crazy. So as soon as I hit it, I turned to the dugout and I knew I was going to flip my bat. And I guess like the moment got to me. I was just too excited. Two-hand flipped it up in the air. And then when like I came to, I was looking up in the air and I was like, oh my gosh, like that's so
Still
high.
hasn't landed.
And I was like, you know what? Like for a split second, I was like, oh my gosh, like what did I just do? I'm gonna get ejected. And then I was like, you know what? I already did it. Screw it. So then I was running around the bases just going crazy and trying to like take in the moment and take in the crowd and everything. And once I got back to the dugout, I was still letting my emotions run. I have a few clips of me like spiking my helmet and stuff and screaming in the dugout. And then when I looked back out to the field and Coach Johnson was out there talking with the umpires, I was like, okay, I was getting ready to go back to the locker room. Yeah, I was like, I'm whatever. And he comes back to the locker room. He's like, you just got a warning. And I was like, let's go. Like, no way. And so, yeah, I mean, it was crazy. Like, I can't even, there's no words to describe that moment. It was just, I don't know, it's crazy. And I was in the middle of it. So, and it's funny, the part about it being dangerous, because if you go back, there's like other angles of the home run. And like some of the guys started coming out of the dugout as soon as I hit the ball. And then they started like boxing each other out, like, hold up, watch out. And they're like looking up at the bat. So it's kind of funny.
See, everyone was fine. No one's hurt. But like going back to like your opening day pinch hit home run for your first at bat, and not expecting to be the like a household favorite and having kids want to talk to you. You're now in the lore of LSU baseball forever.
Yeah.
Because I've done some research this year. That wasn't the first time. Like Kate Anderson wasn't the first time you bat flipped. You are a bat flip proponent. You saw Jose Bautista and went, you know what? I like that. I'm going to go with that from now on. Matter of fact, hold up. Wait, I have to send it. Oh, no, I have it right here. You're so good at it. Hold on.
Oh, gosh.
Dag nabbit, you're so good at it. Marucci was hey, let's have him judge bat flips. The 6-7. Why'd you do that?
They made me write that.
They made you do that? I doubt they made you do that.
I swear they made me do that.
6-7. I still don't understand what 6-7 is. I'll be completely honest with you.
Neither
Omar didn't deserve a 10. He didn't get that bat high enough.
Yeah.
So Jay, so you're telling me Jay's a bat flip advocate. I love it.
Yeah, I guess if you get it good enough, he doesn't care what you do. But yeah, it's not like, it's kind of an in the moment thing. Like I never like planned for it. It's not like, oh, if I hit a home run here, I'm flipping my bat to the moon. And I don't think I would ever flip my bat that high again. It was just kind of the moment and like the way the whole weekend went too, because it literally felt like I couldn't get out that weekend. And then that was like
600.
Yeah, it was closer to the end of the game on Sunday, and I had like a great weekend already. And that game, I think we were down like 7-0, and like we were down big, coming back. I had a hit earlier in the game to like either tie it or like get within one. Then they scored again. We were down 2 runs. There's 2 guys on, and I think 2 outs. And I hit the ball, and I wasn't even. It's not like I went up there trying to hit a home run. It's like I'm going to get a good pitch to hit and put my best swing on it. And then as soon as I got it, it's just all my emotions came out and started going crazy.
Yeah, you don't bat flip for singles. I'll give you that. Like that's good. But like that's like, and I thought about this earlier because I was making that clip of you earlier. I wish I did a better job. I didn't think it was that great of a clip, but I was trying. You saw what I was trying to do with the clip, but. The Tennessee homer, I was like, that's cool, but that's just as emotional as Kentucky game. You just went, bat drop.
Yeah,
I was just
that was a week after. So that was a week after the Kentucky home run.
Yeah,
like I read
That was
social
on
media
Easter
a little
Sunday.
bit. Yeah, well, half the crowd on Twitter was happy about my bat flip, I guess, which was the LSU fan half, and then the other half of Twitter was like, "That's ridiculous and so bush league." And back in my day, I would have smoked him. The next time, it's like whatever. So then the next weekend, I hit the home run off Tennessee, and I knew it was gone. So I was like, instead of a bat flip, I'm gonna just drop it and make the other half of the crowd happy.
Or just make them even madder. I have to
Exactly.
remind people all the time, X or Twitter or whatever people want to call it, it's not a real place. So
Yes.
since you are the official certified judge of bat flips and whether it should be good or not, I'm going to name you that. There was 2 instances this past weekend that happened that ended up in ejections. They weren't as lucky as you. With Trey Phelps and Landon Harrison. What is your take on those? I can reiterate mine. What do you think they should have gotten run?
If you're comparing them to me, then no. But I wouldn't say
Not
I'm a
comparing them
fair
to
person
you.
to.
Because I use you and Sheeran as an example because those are the lines. Like, I'm not going to lie. When Devin was effing the umpire, I went, dude, calm down. Don't get run. Then you tossing it. You getting run was never even in my mind. We were just so happy, But not comparing to you. If you were the umpire, do you toss
him? I'd say for the Arizona State kid, probably not, because I also don't think he meant to flip his bat like that high, especially. But Trey Phelps, maybe depending on what he was saying to the dugout, you kind of have to be there. It really depends. But at the same time, they did that all year because I watched their games, and even against us, they had a few home runs, and he was basically walking like a snail around the bases, taking his time. So it just, for it to be in that moment in a regional and for you to do that and not give a warning, it's kind of, I don't know. Especially the moment he hit a home run to take the lead too. I don't know.
That's my opinion on it. It's the moment. So with Landon Harrison, I think that's an easy one. I don't think the kid meant to flip the bat that high. He kind of looks up like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And that type of ejection too is normally if you're showing up the umpire and he throws you out in the moment, that's one thing, but it's they didn't throw him out, they huddled, and then later they threw him out. It's that's doesn't even make.
Did you see what he did to you just now? No. What did he do? Man, he flipped his bat 10 feet in the air. Really?
Yeah, exactly. So are they throwing him out for showing the umpire up or for flipping his bat? What are they doing? I don't know.
And in that moment, and then with Trey Phelps, I don't think you tossed Trey Phelps towards the dugout.
Mm-hmm.
If we'd had that kind of thing happen with you guys this year, there'd have been a lot more ejections than they were.
Yeah.
Right? To me, you toss him for walking the base paths. I honestly think there should be a rule because I think you guys should have fun. Flip your bat. Do it. Talk your trash. You are grown adults. You're still kids. I still call y'all kids. You especially, you voted in 2 elections already. But, y'all old enough to be able to be civil. And most of you guys know each other. Most of you guys played against each other. You're friends. It's competitive. But I hate it when Trey Phelps would walk the base paths. It's dude, get moving. You can have fun. It took him 3 minutes to get around the base paths.
Yeah. He did a dance move at every base.
You did too.
It wasn't that excessive. It was not that excessive.
You just don't have the same rhythm. You just don't have the same rhythm.
All right, here we go. I can dance, so don't.
I know. We got video. But to me, that's the thing. It's just dude, just get it moving. Talking to the dugout, I get what you're saying. The coach didn't even know what he said. He was what did he say to the dugout? Oh, he was talking. Oh, no. His parents were above the dugout. He was talking to them. Cool. I don't know. I think it's Bush League. People don't agree with me. But even the fact to be ejected for the first game of the Super Regional.
I know.
Picture that Kentucky series as a regional. Y'all win the regional. You're ejected for the first. That's so stupid. It's a week between them. I can't stand it. Did you finish your MBA at LSU?
So
was your mom disappointed?
No, so wait, I got a construction management certificate from LSU,
Your
and I
mom's
just talked to the
disappointed.
no, not yet, because I just talked to the like admissions people or academic people at Kansas State, and I'm gonna be able to finish it. I have like 4 online classes left that I'll be able to finish by December, so I'll get my MBA too.
And your degree is in civil engineering, correct? From Columbia?
Yes. Yep. And I got a minor in environmental engineering while I was there too. So
How much easier was it to go to school and play baseball at LSU than it was at Columbia?
yeah, a whole lot easier. I blame that. I blame like the stress from like academics and that kind of thing on my injuries. Like because I think if I was able to just get regular amounts of sleep and not stress about school, I probably would have stayed a little bit healthier too while I was there.
Injuries. Everyone knows about your ankle and how you hurt that against Bethune-Cookman. What I've been heard, I'm not going to talk about, in deep, but you had some other nagging injuries throughout the year. And I was actually, it's funny. My mailman bothers, like he comes by my house like all the time. He's like, "What's going on? Why is this?" And he'll watch this and go, "You said this was going to happen." Like today, he's like, "You said they're going 18 games." Like I thought they were going to win 18 games. But how much of the injury factor kind of limited you this season? Like I could see it in your swing. By the way, I was kind of upset you didn't have a hitting coach. You probably know this place, Jaeger's Baseball Academy.
Yeah.
I worked there after I stopped playing college ball. I worked there for a couple of years for Jaeger, and that's why I learned everything I know about the swing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was kind of hoping you were a Jaeger guy, but again,
yeah, I played for him for like a season when I was like 11 years old, maybe, and I would go hit at his facility, but it was always just me and my dad.
Was it the old facility, or the new facility, the old one on 190?
I went to both of them. Yeah. Yeah. But it was always just me and my dad. And most of the time, like hitting coaches, if I ever did go to them or for whatever teams I played for, they would just say, keep doing what you're doing. Like, don't change anything. So I just always ended up working with my dad.
You know how hard it was not to text you stuff about your swing sometimes? Because if I bring something up, you'll be like, no, you're right. That was happening. I'm not going to talk about it now. But I see that and I'd be like, starting to text her, like, leave the kid alone. Jake Johnson is his hitting coach. Leave him alone.
Yeah. No, yeah. The injury thing, I mean, super frustrating, but it's something that I've always dealt with. And then obviously the major one was my ankle, and that was just so annoying. It was right when kind of I felt like I was catching stride and in the team too. And then it was right after that Tennessee series where I hurt my ankle, and I mean, that was just so frustrating. I tried playing through it at Ole Miss. It's kind of funny. I showed up to the games like on crutches and in my boot, and just walked into the stadium with that, and then took the boot off, taped up my ankle,
your neck.
Yeah, put my cleats on, and went and played in the game. And I think after Friday and Saturday, I talked to Coach Johnson and was like, "Look, like if you think I'm the best option for the team, I'm willing to go out there with one leg. Like I don't care what it is, but if not, then like I think it would be best probably to take a couple weeks off and just try to get back to like at least 50% or something. Because at that point, I was probably like 10%. I was literally on one leg out there.
I think you were negative. From what you told me, I think you were negative. And like, and so like, I'll say this right now. Thank you for coming on tonight. I really we've been trying to do this for months, and me and you, like, I've got to know you a little bit, and we've talked about some things like this right here. I'd hear idiots online, and I'd see people in the chat saying this team ain't tough, and I'm sitting there going, "What is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
And I think about the myriad of injuries that happened this year, and I was just like, these are some of the toughest kids. Now, my personal opinion, do I think everyone on the team was tough? No, but that's how it's going to be in sports in general. So that's what I wanted to highlight that a little bit, just to show people, like, not only you, but like, we expect you to love LSU. You're from Mandeville. You talked about how much you loved it. We expect you to go out there, die on your shield kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But for idiot fans, y'all have to see that. Y'all have to see the stupidity, right? Like, and we're not going to spend long on this because I don't want to. I can't stand them. They're stupid. Like I wish Elon would ban burner accounts, but like the idiot fans, y'all see them, and I'm happy y'all don't interact with them.
Yeah.
Say, you've talked to recruits, you've talked to guys who were thinking about transferring here, all this stuff. And when you were coming in, you're coming off a national championship. It's all sunshine and rainbows and gold medallions, right? Coming into like a season like this where it wasn't the season we all expected or wanted, it's whatever. It happens. It's baseball. And you see the fans' reaction. Please explain to idiots how that can affect recruiting and affect, because like I say it all the time. I look at somebody like you and I think of my boys. Like if they want to play baseball, I'm going to push them to it. Yeah, I'd love for them to go play across the street at the box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if fans are as stupid as they are today, dude, go somewhere else.
Yeah. My take on it is I'm kind of glad you asked me because, like, I grew up as an LSU fan and really like a Louisiana sports fan in general because, I mean, I'm just from here. But I think a lot of the fans on Twitter that are talking are either bandwagon fans because we have won 2 of the last 3 national championships, or just people that are LSU fans just because, and most of them probably haven't even been to a game like in person or anything. Because from my experience growing up, like the Saints have not always been good. LSU, like most of the time, is good, but when they're not, like Louisiana people in general are like we're showing up and supporting no matter what. Like even this past year, the Saints, like we were doing terrible, and we're still showing up supporting. Like we get a new quarterback in, Tyler Shuck, and like we're still supporting and just to win games and not even make the playoffs. And so like that's the in-person fans, like the people that show up to Alex Box and are still asking for our autographs, still cheering for us even when we might not be having the best season. And the people on Twitter are just either trolls or bandwagon fake fans that just came along in the past few years because we've had some success. And so that's kind of my take on it, because Louisiana people are not bandwagon or fair weather fans at all, because I'm one of them. And I know many others that are not fair weather fans at all.
This is how I always explain it, especially when it comes to baseball, because I love football. I love all the sports like you, right? Growing up, but I'm a baseball guy. I'm like the first thing my kid held in his hand after he was born, other than mama, was a baseball. I did that on purpose. But baseball is such a accessible sport. Everyone plays baseball. Girls play Little League baseball, and then they go play softball. And then everyone swung a bat, throwing a ball. So everybody thinks they can do it. And it's LSU football fans who don't understand, because baseball is a lot more nuanced than people give it credit. It's not, people say it's boring. You're not watching the game. That's my opinion. It's people who think they know it all, who can't tell you how many stitches are on a baseball, how many stitches are on a baseball? You should know this because I was listening to your interviews earlier, and I know a part about you and your faith.
Yeah.
And they correlate.
I forgot. It's like, I don't even want to say.
How many beads are on a rosary?
Oh, I forgot that too. That's terrible.
106, I think. Same amount of stitches on a baseball.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's a Catholic rosary. But besides that, like, they don't need to tell me how many stitches are on a baseball. But they just, it's like when football season starts, this is going to be the easiest thing I do because I'm just going to be a fan. I'm not going to be able to tell you who Sam Levitt's first read is. Oh, he looked that way. He looked that way. Touchdown.
Yeah.
Yay. In baseball, I can be like, we're throwing 3-2 breaking balls here. Like that kind of wears me out. And so I want to get to that real quick, though. With Louisiana fans and with the mouth breathers, I call them. Have you had or talked to people who said, man, I don't know if I want to come here because of the way the fan base is?
No. So obviously after this season, like guys that are on the team, especially ones that aren't from Louisiana or didn't grow up as LSU fans, they obviously have a sour opinion on some of the fans. But even then, like I tried to tell them, like those aren't like the people that you see in the stadium at our games. That's not the same people that you're getting killed on Twitter by. And like those aren't real LSU fans. It's not real not even real people most of the time. Like they're literally just trolling and hating because it's Twitter. So
I'm hoping people like who we have in the chat here tonight, and people like me, like the guys who are, we'll be critical of you guys. Like, don't get me
yeah,
wrong, but I'm not gonna put down on you. Like at the end
yeah,
of the day, you playing for my favorite team. You're my guy. Like, hopefully our voice gets a little louder as time goes on. We can kind of drown out the idiots. So
yeah, for sure. It definitely took a toll like during the season on a lot of guys, like the amount
yeah,
of
I
hate and stuff
could tell
on
you
social
one for
media.
sure,
So,
and
um,
I feel bad for
but
the
yeah,
guy.
yeah. But I mean, that's part of the game too. Like we kind of, it's our job kind of to drown that out. And if we need to get off of Twitter, like I would delete Twitter and then every now and then, like when I hit like a home run or something, go back and like retweet it or whatever. But for
Shower
the
me
most
with
part,
love.
yeah, exactly. But for the most part, I stayed off and just focused on the game and on winning.
Yeah, and yeah, like I wish I had all you guys' numbers so I could text him. I'm not gonna say his name. It's no point. We all know who we're talking about, and be like, dude, we got you. Like you're straight. Don't let that stuff get to you. All right, let's get to more fun stuff. All right, this year, well, give me from the time you got to campus to now. What is the one or the couple moments you've had that maybe we haven't seen or maybe we did see that you're going to be Pawpaw Dardar sitting on the front porch with the grandbabies and go, one day this happened and like I was hanging out. You remember that Hall of Famer? Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah? I played
yeah.
with him. This happened. Like, give me some of those memories.
Obviously the bat flip moment and my first at bat, hitting a home run.
Yeah, those
But
don't
that's
count.
kind of stuff y'all saw, yeah. I'd say, well, a cool moment for me was like walking into the locker room in the beginning of the fall, like first day, and being an LSU fan. Like I watched last year, I was a fan of the team last year and all the guys that played, like Derek and Jake and Steve and all those guys, and Chris. And walking into the locker room, it was like weird because I'm just like anybody else that's a fan of LSU that would get to go in the locker room. You'd be like, dang, like look at these guys, this is so cool. Like I'm in the locker room with them. But then on the other hand, it's like, well, now they're my teammates and like I get to play with them. So it was the cool, like I had a super like unique perspective, I guess you could say, uh, like coming into this year. And I used that, I felt like to my benefit for most of the year, like even showing up at practices when I would be tired or just run out of energy and sometimes not wanting to do baseball at the time. Like as soon as I'd step out of the locker room and into the dugout onto the field, it was like I'm so blessed that I get to be here today because 3-year-old me, 5-year-old me, 10-year-old me was dreaming about this and would have done anything to be on this field. And now that I get to do it, it's like I don't know, it's the biggest blessing in the world, and like I'm so thankful for it. But definitely stuff like that, and then like at the football games, just being able to walk up to any tailgate and be like, "Are you guys baseball fans?" Like I'm on the baseball
I'm
team.
hungry.
They're like, yeah, they're like, come on in, eat as much as you want. Like that was the coolest thing ever too in the fall. Um, but yeah, all those little things were so cool.
Yeah, you got to feel the like. I always wonder now, like with guys like you, like it's funny. Like we talked yesterday about one of your teammates hitting on my wife at Costco, but like all like you, do you find it hard at times to just like go about your business around Baton Rouge? Because here in Baton Rouge, what makes LSU different is you are a celebrity. Like you are, especially during baseball season, the talk of the town, recognized everywhere. Like, does it make it difficult?
I mean, I loved it, so no. But
Okay.
then again, I knew I was only gonna have 1 year here, and I was trying to take in everything, like every single moment. Every time a fan would come up and stop me and want to talk to me for like 20 minutes, like I enjoyed all that stuff. I could see like if I came in as a freshman and I knew I was gonna be here for 3-4 years, like maybe it getting old or whatever it being difficult. But I mean, I enjoyed every single moment and every single fan that ever came up to me and talked to me. Like I was super thankful for it.
Yeah. LSU baseball fans are a different breed. It can be
Yeah.
scary at
Yeah.
times. It's something that I don't know. It sucks that you're not coming back, man. Dude.
Yeah.
I was like, just now you said I knew I had 1 year, and I was like, I knew you only had 1 year. But I remember sitting there, like I'm talking about in the scrimmage and opening day and going through the year, I was just waiting on for you to just catch that fire, just strike that match and get going. Because I knew like you're going to demolish it and the damn injuries and you and that damn ankle. All right. Let's get to this real quick. Well, not real quick. I kind of want to get deep into it. So, one thing my wife also told me when she got hit on by your teammate was you were out and you had a Jesus One shirt on. And I've heard you talk about your faith a lot on other shows and things of that nature. Throughout your college career, throughout the injuries, throughout the struggles this year, what kind of kept you going through the scripture and through your faith? Like, was there any scriptures you turned to or verses you turned to more often? What about your faith kept you going from Columbia to now?
Yeah, so I grew up Catholic and like I went to Catholic high schools and like I was strong in my faith, but I'd say once I got to college and got to Columbia, and really when I started facing like adversities, I feel like I could have turned one of two ways, either ran from it and said, God, why is this happening to me? But I kind of took the other path, I guess, and really dove into it more and just trusted in God that like there was a plan for me and that it was all going to work out in the end. And I mean, I guess that did wind up happening, but at Columbia, I dove into it more, and especially last year at Kansas State, I would do some Bible studies, and like we would read like certain scripture that I was familiar with growing up, going to Catholic school and that sort of stuff. But then they would refer to stuff like in the Old Testament or different things that maybe I hadn't really heard before or wasn't like I guess well versed in. And so at the beginning of last year, before my season at Kansas State, I decided to read the Bible, like the entire Bible front to back. And my mindset with that is obviously grow deeper in my faith and get closer with Jesus, but also like the way I guess I approach school and like studying for things and learning things is like if I have a test on like 5 chapters, I'll skim through the chapters, read through it, get like a basic understanding of it, and then when I go back through it and like take notes and actually study it, I'm able to like take the information in better. And so that was kind of my thing. Like obviously the Bible's super long. I wasn't gonna rush through it, but I took the year and I read the entire Bible from front to back. And so now I've been going back through it and trying to like read through the Gospels right now and like annotate it and really try to like remember scripture, because that's another thing I think is like people that can just annotate or like say scripture off the top of their head. Neither can I, but like it's kind of my goal to be able to do that one day, is just be able to refer to scripture like off the top of my head and be able to speak about it. But I'd say like through all the hardships and obviously injuries and like the hard times, it just made me deeper in my faith, because at the end of the day, like I don't have anything except for God. And it really helped me last year when I was reading the Bible, gain like so much of a better perspective on everything. Whether I went 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts or 4 for 4 with a few home runs in a game, it was like I was going back to my apartment or sometimes the hotel room on the road and reading the Bible. And it just reminded me that like baseball isn't my identity. Like, yes, I love baseball and I'm competitive. I want to do great at it. But at the end of the day, like it's not who I am. And who I am is I belong to God. I belong to Jesus, and I live for him. So yeah, it really helped me just gain a better perspective on life and everything in baseball and really everything.
Do you remember that moment of adversity that kind of was that turning point for you? Do you remember like what was going on, or was it athletic? Was it personal? Was it being away from home?
Yeah, it was, I'd say, my second big injury at Columbia. So when I was at Columbia, I got Tommy John surgery my sophomore year, and that was in the fall of my sophomore year. And so I hadn't played baseball up to that point since my junior year of high school, because senior year was COVID. Freshman year of college was like the second COVID year for the Ivy League, because they were the only conference that didn't play that year. So I didn't play those 2 years. Then in the fall of my sophomore year, I got Tommy John surgery. Couldn't play that season. And then in the fall of my junior year, we're at practice, and I basically blow my knee out. Dislocate my tibia and femur. My legs literally pointed the wrong direction, just gruesome injury. And I went up into the training room, and the trainers are all looking at it. They kind of leave the room, and I went in the locker room, and I just started to tear up, because I thought it was the end of my baseball career. Like I had just rehabbed an entire year for my elbow. And I mean, my knee looks like a watermelon, basically. It was the size of a watermelon, so swollen. And it was all jacked up, and I hadn't seen the doctors yet or anything, but it was just like, dang, like, and I started praying to God, and I was like, if this is it, like, I mean, I can't do anything about it. I trust that you are gonna guide me and like put me on the right path, and everything happens for a reason. And so, I thought my baseball career was over, and it ended up not being over. I went to the doctor, and he said it was a 1 in a million chance that I didn't completely tear my ACL. He's like, you're literally 1 in a million, because when you tear your ACL, the popping you hear is your ACL popping, but also your tibia and femur hitting each other when they dislocate. And so he said, like, the way you injured yourself, like, I don't know how you didn't completely tear your ACL. I did tear my meniscus and partially tore my ACL. And so he wanted to do surgery, and I was like, no, like, I'm playing through it. Like, I'll play on one leg. I don't care. So I ended up playing through it for most of the season. And when I went back to the doctor with a few weekends left, he didn't clear me to play. He was like, you can't play anymore. Like, I'm not letting you. I went to like 3 more doctors trying to get a second opinion to get cleared to play, and none of them would. And so ended up getting surgery on my knee at the end of my junior season, but was fortunate enough to play through that injury. And then luckily I committed to Kansas State going into my senior year, because then I got hip surgery and didn't play at all my senior year at
I didn't know
Columbia.
you had a labrum in your hip.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was like, I mean, it was a struggle for like a few years when I was at Columbia. And then obviously I'm 1,000 miles away from my family and around people that I'm not familiar with. I don't have my mom's amazing home cooked meals.
Yeah, I've
But
heard
dealing
all
with
I've
that,
heard today is you talk about your mom's home cooked meals. My mama and my wife can cook, but now I feel like I'm just missing out on something.
no, she's the best. It's so awesome. But I mean, all that adding up, and then I mean, I am, I guess you could say, smart or good at school, but I hate school. Like, no one likes school. So that was a struggle. Like, school was so hard at Columbia. I didn't have baseball because I was injured the whole time. I didn't have like my escape. So it was kind of like everything piled on top of one another. It was just super difficult, and I probably wouldn't have made it out of it if it wasn't for my faith and just leaning on Jesus the whole entire time. And like him guiding me through it and really helping me pick up my cross, I guess you could say, and getting through it.
It's funny. I don't want to speak for reasoning or anything like that, but if you noticed, I didn't ask a lot of the same questions everyone else asked, because I listened to every one of the interviews a day to make sure I didn't do that. But I kept hearing your story about the injuries, and then, you know, and I want to give a shout out to your coaching staff at Kansas State, because when you talked about how you went to them and you had your job opportunity, you're going to be done with baseball and go do that, and they said it'd be a bad decision. I think you would regret it. Even if you don't play here, go chase your dream. And for those coaches to have that selflessness to be like, we want Seth Dardar here. Like, but if he's not going to be here, I don't want him not playing baseball. So shout out to those guys for being selfless in that nature. But keep hearing that story over and over again. I kept getting this like thought of like, okay, like, I don't know if you're going to, play professional baseball. I hope you do. I would love to see you play professional baseball, because I honestly believe watching your swing, watching your talent on the field, watching your range, all this stuff, right? You have untapped ability. You are better right now than you were back in January, and you haven't reached your full potential, in my opinion. But that's your decision. It's whatever. No matter what happened, though, so you're saying you got injured, you went to the locker room, you were crying, you were praying to God. Instead of turning your back and saying, "Why'd you do this to me?" You carried your cross. I think that decision got you to where you are today, because, like you said, after the first time you're in the portal, you reached out, kind of like, "Hey, LSU, what's up? Like, want me to come home? Like, hey, I'll pay for my own schooling." And they're like, we'll see. And then you're like, well, maybe they'll call. Boom, it happened. It seems like you've had a lot of roadblocks and a lot of hindrances throughout your college career in baseball. But you've had a college career and a journey that is pretty amazing. And you've come out of the end of it. You're a legend of, like, I'll say it. Yeah, you're a legend, because you don't think that bat flip's going to be played all the time. Like, you have the most iconic bat flip. You have the most iconic home run aside from Warren Morris, like, okay, Warren Morris, he has a statue outside of Rosenblatt or TD Ameritrade. Aside from Warren Morris, you have the most iconic home run in LSU baseball history. Like, think about that. And it was a dream you didn't know would come, especially with injuries. Like, I bet you were thinking going into the portal, like, they see the medical record.
Yeah.
But God brought you here. And he put you in a situation where you could have those moments, you could have those memories. And whether you play professional baseball or not, you can do something the vast majority of this world would give appendages up for. You basically have, but I think he was testing you in a lot of ways and you passed. And like, whatever you hold next for yourself, I know you're going to succeed at it. You just have a drive about you that's undeniable. And you're going to be successful. And you can always get a free beer and a free meal here in Baton Rouge whenever you want it. Not just from me, from the whole fan base.
Yeah. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
One last question. For the young baseball players out there who were like you at your first baseball game or watching your cousin play, guys who are in love with the game or in love with the purple and gold or any school for that matter, if you could give them all one piece of advice that they could take from your experience to drive them to achieve their goals, what would you tell them?
Yeah, you can accomplish anything you want in life with hard work and just belief in yourself. As long as you believe in yourself and you're willing to work harder than anybody else, you can accomplish whatever you want. And then obviously faith in God too, and just trusting that, you know, you might not be exactly where you want to be right now, but God has a plan for you, and He knows where you need to be at the right time.
When you sign that pro contract, I need a minor league hat. By the way, I need you to send me a minor league hat.
All right.
Before we get out of here, and also, by the way, anything you want to push, anything you want to promote, anything going on with you that you need to get people that get their name out there?
Oh, I am doing the home run derby in Omaha on June 19th. It's not like NCAA or anything like that official, but it is like a pretty big one. I think they have a bunch of better D1 players, and then they have that kid from junior
Better
college that hit
D1
like
players?
I guess. I don't really know. I didn't
Better
ask
than
many
you?
questions.
Come on, don't say
They
that.
just no, I mean I'm winning it, but no. But they got that kid from junior college that hit 40-something home runs. They said they got like the top D2 home run hitter, and then a few of like the top high school kids in the country. And it'll be live streamed on YouTube. I don't know like what site or anything, but that'll be pretty cool. They just DM'd me and said they'd fly me out and pay for me to stay out there. So I was like, you know what? I'll do it.
I wish I had known that. I'm starting a new job. I'm changing my career actually as we speak. I would have tried to sneak away and get into Omaha on 19th. I'll put your social media down in the description. Everybody, make sure y'all go follow Seth. Tune in for that home run derby. I'm guessing the ankle's fine now.
It's not great. It's better foot, right? For sure. Yeah, no, it's my back foot, but I haven't. Yeah, I mean, I haven't even picked up a bat in the last 2 weeks, so it's probably the longest I've gone without hitting in a really long time. But so my body and everything, my back, everything's starting to. I'm like, wait, this is what I'm supposed to feel like, you know? But I'm getting healthy.
You sparked something. I got to ask you this because you're a swing guy. Like, if anybody hasn't, I'm sure all of you have heard the interviews with the other content creators like Tingalico, Noah, and Lloyd are great guys. When Jay asked you what position you want to play, you said left-handed batter's box, please. Like that's what I care about. And
yeah,
I'm a lefty as well, baby. I gotta ask you this: 2 questions. What size bat you swing? 1, 2. What's with this torpedo bat? It makes no sense to me that you didn't pick it up, maybe once, but like. You know Chris, and you know Chris's background, how he teaches to swing. I saw the torpedo bat, and I went, what are you doing? It makes no sense. Yeah. Did you swing that thing? What did you think of it?
No, I don't even think I swung it in practice at all. Like, I never even took a swing with it, but
you're smart.
Wait, what was the first question again?
What size bat you swinging?
Oh yeah, 33.5. I swung a 33.5 this year.
33 and a half. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah. I would switch like even throughout my career at Columbia and K-State, like we use different types of bats and I just pick up whatever feels good. Like if 34 felt good, I would swing that. 33, 33.5, whatever. But this year, the reckless we swung with Marucci, I like the 33.5.
You like a little end load, I bet, right? A little bit of end load.
Yeah. Yeah, I could just sling it and not worry about, being a little out of control.
You just got to worry about keeping that thing on plane. I know a thing or two about a thing or two. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before we get out of here, guys, make sure y'all go follow everything. June 19th, make sure you're checking out the home run derby with Seth that he's going to win.
Yep.
He's going to win
Absolutely.
that. And make sure you go follow all of his socials. Big things coming for Seth, no matter what it is. They're big things. Every time before I end the show, I go over a Bible verse real quick. You go do that with me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Right. Romans 8:14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, these are children of God. I don't pick these before as the random verse generator on my phone. It kind of fits with you. You were led by the Spirit of God. You're a child of God, and He put you in the right decision. And it's a beautiful thing. Seth, first of all, thank you for the memories this year. Thank you for being a great influence and great role model for the kids at the ballpark. Thank you for the bat flips. And I'm happy your dreams came true, buddy. Truly.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on, too. I really appreciate it.
It only took you 3 months. I'm joking.
Hey, I promised you I would come on.
I know. I'm picking with you. We've been trying to do this for months, guys. And it was just like every week it's like, hey, I get it. Just we'll figure this out later.
Yeah, I think the first time was the same, or like the day before or the day after I got hurt was the first time I was supposed to come on, and I texted you and I was like,
it was before that. It was like when the skid started. It was like,
yeah.
I think it may have been Oklahoma or something. I'm not. No. Anyways, it was like, yeah, I don't think it'd be a good look. I don't think it'd be a good look right now.
Yeah.
But anyways, again, man, thank you very much. Hope to keep in contact with you. Make sure everything's going good. And is there anything you ever need? Just let me know, brother. Everybody have a great night. No problem, bud. God loves you. All He wants you to do is love Him back. See y'all Tuesday. Peace.